Hi, my name is Kyoko Thompson and I'm a grad student at Columbia University. I actually find your questions a little difficult to answer. I was born here in New York City, arguably one of the most progressive cities in the country. And it's true, you could go outside and ask anyone on the street what his or her view is on gender equality in the workplace or at home, and you'd probably get a pretty progressive response. In fact, you could ask a bunch of people that and decide that, barring a few horror stories involving sexism in the office or harassment on the subway, that this must be a pretty great place for women to live and flourish. But the United States has 325 million people divided among 50 states. Those states vary drastically, economically, politically, socially. So naturally, they also differ in terms of gender equality. For example, it was still legal for a man to rape his wife in certain states until the mid-1990s. Today, 25 states do not have an age minimum for marriage. That is how children as young as 12, 13, and 14 can be married to an adult with just one parent's signature in the state of Missouri. Most of those children are girls. Mississippi only has one clinic that provides abortion services. One clinic in a 48,000 square mile area that theoretically services 3 million people. It's been that way for over a decade. And in general, women are still thought of as caretakers and shoulder most of the housework at home. Only 4 states offer publicly funded maternity leave. 4. So not only do policymakers make it difficult for women to obtain abortions, but they make it difficult for women to have children and work. Overall, despite gains in recent years, gender disparities are still glaring in certain fields and in leadership positions. Women still make 78 cents for every dollar a man earns. Black women make 60 cents, and Hispanic women make 56. According to the Pew Research Center, when asked how many Fortune 500 companies in the US have female CEOs, Americans thought 23%. The actual number is less than 5%. We perceive things to be better than they are. The United States is a nation of paradoxes. It is simultaneously one of the world's richest, most powerful, most technologically advanced countries, and a place where 8 times as many people live in extreme poverty than all of the people in Norway combined. It has the highest infant mortality rate in the developed world. People live shorter, sicker lives. People go bankrupt paying for healthcare services that are free in other nations and spend decades paying off debt they accrued while obtaining a college degree. I know this because despite being first-generation American, female, and the first person in my family to go to college, I was afforded the privilege of pursuing my passions. That is why I got a master's in public health, and that's why I'm now at Columbia studying human rights and gender policy. But I also care deeply for my country, which is why I want to travel to Oslo for the gender equality experience, so I can learn more about how to use what we have to change what is, and meet other people who want to do the same. If you grant me this opportunity, I promise I will use what I learned to make my community, my state, my country, maybe even the world a better place.